Are you an entrepreneur or leader with the aspiration to be a strong, charismatic, engaging speaker? Maybe right now you struggle to keep your audiences engaged and you feel them dropping off and losing interest. Or maybe you struggle with nerves and anxiety. Maybe you just want to learn the skills to elevate your game. Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, our Speaking Success Accelerator program will take you from where you are now to mastering your pitch, overcoming nerves, understanding your voice, using your voice to engage an audience, and ultimately crafting and delivering a signature TED-style talk on a topic that you're passionate about. Now, this is an all-inclusive program to accelerate your skills and your success. We've got enrollment open, and we've got a limited number of spaces available. So if this interests you, I've put the link into the show notes. Go check it out and don't spend time hesitating or thinking about it. If you've got questions about the program, you can schedule a call with our team to talk it through. So let's build your skills and your confidence to be seen and heard. Go check the link in the show notes or go straight to our website, lisahugo.com. That's lisahugo.com and get started. All right, let's get on with the show. Well, hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Impact Through Voice podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Hugo, and today we're tackling an issue that many seasoned executives face, but very few talk openly about. What happens when you're in a senior position? You've got years of experience under your belt. You've always been good at public speaking. In fact, your strong communication and presenting skills have contributed to you getting to where you are in your career. But now you start to feel nervous about getting up and delivering a presentation, even to smaller audiences. It doesn't make sense, and you start to worry and stress about it. Well, I've encountered many clients who feel exactly this way. In fact, I worked with a client today who has been through my programs in the past, is very confident and a very polished speaker. He gets invited to speak at events regularly, and I asked him, hey, why are we on the call today? And he said, well, Lisa, it's really strange, but I'm suddenly getting nervous before speaking. And this is not like me. I've never experienced this before. And it's not just to the larger groups of hundreds, but it's to the smaller groups of 10 to 30. Those first minutes are terrible. Sometimes I even have to stop and I feel like it's affecting my credibility. I don't know why this is happening or what I can do to overcome it, but I was hoping that you could shed some light and help me out. Why do seasoned leaders begin to doubt their abilities in front of an audience? Let's explore why this happens, and more importantly, how we can regain our composure and our confidence. Imagine you're about to step on the stage. You've done this hundreds of times, but suddenly your palms are sweaty, your heart's racing, and you're asking yourself, why now? What is different? Well, it turns out quite a bit is different. As we progress in our careers and our lives, several factors can alter our mental state and allow these jitters to creep in. Now, I'm no health expert, but I am a woman who has experienced menopause, and I know firsthand how these changes in hormones can completely mess with your confidence, your ability to think clearly, and I've even had situations where I'd be speaking and completely lost the plot or had a sudden burst of anxiety that I couldn't control, which internally affected my ability to perform. Now, I say internally because I'm not really sure if the audience could tell. I know, I'm talking about my experience as a female, but many of our male counterparts also have similar experiences. So I did a bit of research, and apparently male menopause is a thing. Now I'm going to explain that in a moment, but I want to start with what women go through and why. So as I said, I'm no medical expert, so I'm sourcing information that I've researched and I've personally experienced as a woman, and also my observations as a coach to thousands of people. As women approach menopause, they experience fluctuations in their key hormones, especially the estrogen and the progesterone. Now, estrogen is linked not just to our reproductive health, but also to our brain function, impacting our moods, our attention spans, and our memory. And decreasing levels of estrogen can lead to mood swings, anxiety, and even depression. All of these can undermine our confidence and our composure. Progesterone, which is calming and can act almost like a natural antidepressant, also declines during menopause. And this reduction can make it harder to manage stress and can increase our feelings of anxiety. And this is obviously problematic if you're preparing as a public speaker. And not everybody experiences this, but for many women, these hormonal upheavals can translate into sudden nervousness or sudden fear of public speaking, something they might not have experienced earlier in their careers, but now they suddenly do. Here are some of the symptoms that women experience, and I'm vouching for this firsthand from my own personal experience. Memory lapses. We've got difficulty recalling words and we lose our train of thought mid-sentence. This can be really distressing and can undermine our confidence. Increased anxiety. This mightn't be limited to the context of speaking publicly, but it can be more pronounced in the lead up to a presentation. Mood swings. Oh my gosh. These can affect our ability to maintain a steady, engaging tone when we're speaking. And fatigue is a big one. Our lower energy levels can make it really difficult to prepare or even deliver a presentation with that usual enthusiasm and charisma that we'd be used to. Now, if you're a male and you're listening to this thinking, okay, that's all about women, but hang on, I experienced some of these symptoms too. Well, let's have a talk about why that might be. Did you know that men also go through hormone changes? Yes, that's right, guys. You also go through a kind of a male menopause. Maybe not as pronounced as we women experience, or maybe you do, and it's just not talked about. So let's talk about it. Andropause. Now, this is often called the male menopause, and this can bring about significant changes, which include decreased testosterone levels, which is directly linked to confidence and energy. And this isn't just a small fluctuation, it could fundamentally alter how you feel from day to day. It can affect men not just physically, but also psychologically. You've been successful for years and years, and the pressure to maintain your reputation can be huge. Every speech can feel like it carries the weight of your entire career. And this pressure, combined with natural changes in your body and your cognitive functions as you get older, can make public speaking suddenly seem daunting and nerve-wracking. But hormone changes aren't the only things which are affecting our ability to confidently show up as we get older. Another key factor which can affect both women and men is keeping up with the pace of technology and the way things are changing so fast, even in corporate culture. I mean, the digital age is here and it's moving so fast. For those executives who didn't grow up in a digital age, then there's this fear of maybe looking outdated or not keeping in tune with the newer trends, which the younger colleagues can navigate seemingly with ease. And technology isn't the only thing in this generational shift. The workplace dynamics and the values are also changing. Communication styles in our younger colleagues, they're different. And they favor more collaborative and conversational and informal approaches. So if you're someone who is used to formal presentations and formal reports, then this shift can feel like you're outdated or you're alien or you just don't even get the new generation. Now, I've talked a lot on previous podcasts about self-sabotage and holding ourselves back, about the inner critic, which can all be a result of this phase in life, but we can also get a grip on it and we can take control. To listen more in depth to this topic, then you can go and listen to episodes 16 and 17 of the podcast. And I'll put the link in the show notes. So how do we tackle these challenges and get our mojo back? Well, I want to start with something within immediate reach, and that's breathwork. Now, if you know me, I talk a lot about breathwork. It's the foundation of all of my core teachings. And what I'm sharing here isn't just for those who feel this as a sudden change after years of full confidence. This is for anyone and everyone to find your control in all situations, but especially in public speaking. Breathing is the foundation of all good speaking. Simple breathing techniques can make a world of difference to get you grounded, to relax you, to oxygenate your brain and get your thoughts clear, and also to pace your message. So I'm going to give you a little short breathing training. I like to start with the exhale, which is a bit controversial in itself. It might seem strange, but we all have a residual amount of air in our bodies. So without taking a breath in, I want you to breathe out on a shh, as if you're telling a child to be quiet. Shh. And when you do this, you should feel that your abdominal muscles are squeezing tight and they're pulling back towards your backbone to control the outflow of your air. Even if you're only feeling it minimally, your breath is being grounded through this and it's being centered. Now, once you've expelled all your air, relax those muscles that you just tensed and feel how the breath naturally restores itself back in, deep. Now, I want you to exhale again in the same way. Let's do it again. Shh. Relax and do it again. Shh. And repeat it 10 times over so you feel how instinctive it is and how deep the breath is coming and how you're using your core strength to exhale your air. And there you have it. That is deep diaphragmatic breathing. You can take this to another level by breathing in over 4 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, and breathing out over another 8 to 10 seconds. This will take your training to a deeper level. Now, anytime you feel your breath starting to ride high, your nerves starting to take over, ground your breath using this technique. When you're sitting in a meeting, waiting for your turn to speak, and you feel your heart starting to race, you start to sweat, and you get that awful feeling in the pit of your stomach, breathe in through the nose, blow out through your mouth. You can do this very silently without bringing attention to yourself, and it's going to help to relax you and calm those nerves. Now, if you've got time before a presentation to spend more time outside the room focusing on your breathing, then you can do that in that private space to really get you in the zone before you go into the meeting room. Practicing relaxation techniques into your lifestyle are really important. Regularly incorporating activities like yoga, mindful meditation, or even just simple daily walks can lower your stress levels and over time make you less reactive to these anxiety triggers. Now I want to talk about affirmations and mindset. A lot of this nervousness and self-doubt and anxiety comes from the way that we think and talk to ourselves. So it's time to reframe your thoughts. Instead of fearing a loss of edge, remind yourself of your achievements. Write down your top 10 career accomplishments and review them before every presentation. Oh, by the way, I did another entire podcast episode on this called Developing Your Badass List. It's episode 16. If you want to go and have a listen, I'll put that link also in the show notes. Now, this reinforces the reality that you are capable and you have a history of excellence. In all of our programs, we address anxiety and fear, giving you solid techniques and exercises to help you become a stronger and more confident speaker, regardless of where you are in your career and your stage of life. Now, long term, you might want to think about engaging a speaking coach or joining a program or a new workshop, not just to refine your skills, but to stay on top of what's working now and also different styles in communication. If you're continuously learning, then you keep your skills sharp, and that can reinvigorate your interest and your passion and your confidence for public speaking. Don't underestimate the power of getting support. Sometimes it's good to have someone to talk to, like my client who spoke with me today. It can help to clarify in your own mind what's going on and help you to reinforce the path forward. Now, as a coach, it's not always about giving you the answers, but helping you or helping my clients to find them for themselves by leading with the right questions. You can talk about the challenges you're facing also with your peers, and this could help to give you some comfort and some strategies because I tell you, many of your peers are likely experiencing the same thing that you're going through. And remember, feeling nervous isn't a sign that you are weak or inadequate. It's just a reminder that you care about performing well. So if you are experiencing this feeling of a drop in your confidence levels, sudden anxiety and nervousness, take some of these tips that I've shared with you on board and remember, it's most likely a wave that you have to ride and use some techniques to get through, but that wave will certainly die down and you'll get back to where you were if you continue to develop your skills, work on yourself, and get that badass list going for yourself. So you can remind yourself of all of your achievements and your past history that's got you to where you are now. So with the right techniques and the right mindset, you can continue to lead and inspire with confidence and you will get through these challenges. All right, thanks for tuning in to the Impact Through Voice podcast. I challenge you to keep pushing forward, keep adapting, keep learning, and don't be afraid or ashamed to reach out for help when you need it. Now, before I sign off, just as a reminder, our Speaking Success Accelerator program is open for enrollment. If you're interested to know more, I've put the link in the show notes. Remember, spaces are limited, and depending on the time that you go to the link, we have a special offer. All right then, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next episode.